Am I going to die? Flying high, flying high. Am I going to die?
Good morning. It's 4:30 in the morning. Gonna be in class in 4.5 hours. I'm still awake. Maybe it's just because I'm depressed. I'm sick and tired of this. I'm seriously tired of it. I don't know why God gave me depression or made me the way who I am. I'm kind of puzzled. I see all these other people around me. They're happy. I should be happy, but I'm not.
This is the Entourage Hour, brought to you by E&E. Welcome to the show. We will give you a weekly broadcast at the goal of informing the community on what's going on in the world from a hip-hop perspective. Today, our guest will be Miss Ebony Majors. She's a female artist, and we have the CEO of Entourage Entertainment here, who's going to explain a little bit about what Entourage is and how it was formulated.
Well, Entourage is basically an entertainment company. We're trying to be the whole package, you know. We don't want to just be just artists who just do music. You know, we want to do TV, you know, we want to do film, you know, commercials, everything, you know, management, distribution, you know. And basically, you know, I got 4 or 5 entertainment artists, you know, who forms a group called Official Game, who rock, you know, strong as a whole, but individually you can break down and kill it individually too.
All right.
You know, so
you're basically going to be showcasing talent and trying to help perpetuate their careers.
Perpetuate the careers to start, and you know, hoping leads down other avenues, you know, business and other ventures we come across. You know, we're both taking advantage of everything, you know.
Okay. All right. Well, this is the E&E Hour. I have the lovely Miss Asia, the First Lady of E&E, here with me.
First Lady.
She will be my co-host. Every week we will bring this broadcast to you, and we'll cover specific topics. And like I said, in the hope of providing information to the masses. And I am obviously a black man from the DMV area, and I have a hip-hop background. I grew up in the 90s when hip-hop was at its peak, so I have a unique perspective as well. Our first guest is Miss Ebony Majors. She's a female rapper, and she's going to explain a little bit about her background, where she came from.
Thank you, Miss Ebony. Thank you.
And what she hopes to accomplish.
How y'all doing?
How you doing,
Miss Ebony?
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Nice to be here. It's good.
Good to have you.
It's good to have you. How you doing? What's good with you?
I'm doing good. Excited.
All right. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, yeah, this is Ebony Majors.
That's right. That's
Go
right.
ahead.
That's right. Take your time.
From New York.
All right.
Out here to Virginia. Representing that Woodbridge.
All right.
HMG. I'm HMG's first lady.
Okay.
The in the DMV.
Oh, can y'all hear me? How y'all
Oh,
doing?
okay.
Again, I was saying, I'm repping with HMG. I'm the first lady of North.
All right.
You know, I just got into the music thing and just said, this is what I'm going to do. You know, trying to give it something a little different, you know, because there's not a lot of female artists out here that's really bringing a little bit of the old school, a little bit of the new school. So I'm just coming in with a twist.
Now,
Yeah. It's a little bit, you know, sometimes you have to get in there just to capture the audience and give them what they want, and then you give them you.
Right.
You know,
Well,
so
personally, I lost interest in a lot of female artists now because everything is about they come out and they're shaking their asses, and there's nothing against that. I mean, sex sells. I like sex as much as anybody else. It's just
You got to realize the nature of the business is, at the end of the day, it's a business.
it's a business to make money, and I get that. But I do want to be entertained, and I'm not easily entertained by just someone jumping around shaking their ass. That's just me personally.
But you know what? I think for me, I have to be happy with it first.
Right.
You know, and if I just can't sit back and listen to my music constantly over and over again, and if I get sick and tired of it, then why should somebody else listen to it? You know, so I finally got to a point that I felt like, okay, I love my music, and why not share my music with everyone else? You know what I'm saying?
So what's your what is your perspective on music? Like, do you tell stories in your music? Do you try to give a message, or
You know, I tell stories. I have a lot of party music. You know, I like to
That
dance.
Cali.
I really like to dance, and I like to see everyone else get up and dance. I hate going somewhere now and everybody's riding the wall.
Right.
You know, I like to see that party atmosphere because back in the day, that's what it was about. You know, everybody having a good time, and right now, everybody, oh, I'm so tough. No, it's not about that. You know, as long as you come out, you enjoy yourself, and you can actually listen to what I'm saying,
Right.
and you repeat it, and not just the beat go hard and that's it. That's all you really hear in the hot chorus. Because
Right.
nine times out of 10, that's what people are
no
going for.
substance anymore? Right.
Yeah, they like, oh yeah, that beat go hard, and I like the chorus because it stays in your head. But no, I'm gonna give you
It's all
something
about
that you
having
can
a
talk
catchy
about.
beat now. It's all about having a catchy beat.
Yeah. So what made you want to do music?
You
I
know,
mean, how'd you know you wanted to do music? Be an artist.
man, growing up in New York, it's just like, you're surrounded by nothing but people that that do music, and I always loved it. Me and my sister, we started a group, and I was just the fake little
Right.
DJ, and
Right.
she was doing it, and I was just like, you know what, I really want to get serious with it because I really love it.
Right.
And I didn't start getting serious
You gotta
until
love it
about
if you
95.
wanna do
Yeah.
it.
And I think, and once I started hearing different artists, and I was like a really big LL, Queen Latifah fan.
Right,
then I
right.
was just like, oh, I love me some Snoop.
Right.
And Missy and the Super Friends hit the scene. It was a wrap for me. I was like, oh, I'm going in here full throttle. I
Thought
was
about
like,
playing on the Hip Hop Awards on
Yeah.
Tuesday.
You
Came
know?
back.
Yeah, and I'm like, people need to give them that respect that they
Right,
need,
right,
because
right.
Missy came out and she tore the game up because
Right.
she gave you a visual, and it was just like she went where everybody
Right.
else wouldn't go.
Right.
So it's just like, oh,
Also,
she found her
made
own
it-
space.
Yeah, she made it. She found her own space. Exactly.
Yeah.
She had a unique style that we all attached to,
Right.
and she didn't follow trends. She
Yeah.
she went out on the ledge there,
Because it's
and
just
it was
like,
successful.
you got to think about it. Like, all right, you got Foxy, you got Kim, everybody's on that level, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
And then
then,
you have
Different
Missy, who's
angles.
way
Yeah.
over here.
But
Right.
one thing to separate Missy, she her own producer too.
yeah. And it's like, and that right there is really important, and I stopped doing music, and then I got back to it and said, you know what, I want to make my own beats. And got on in and we started getting heavy into it, and like, you know what, then I said, I don't even want to rap, I want to do the beats. But then
Right,
once you
right,
get
right.
back to what you love, and you're like, oh, I love this as a whole. So
Right.
it's like, it's not about money, it's not about fame. I love this.
Well,
You know what
Ebony, I
I'm
got a
saying?
question for you. The term femc is kind of loosely thrown around in the game. What would you define as an MC, and do you identify yourself as an artist as a femc?
You know what? I identify myself as Ebony Majors, and and it's
No
just
labels.
like no labels. I don't want to stand, because that's the standard that everybody's gonna look at you as. Oh, yeah, you spitting bars.
Right.
And these things with the spitting bars nowadays, everybody's writing and reciting their rhymes.
Right.
When you come out to spit a cipher, that's not spitting bars. That's
No.
spitting written.
Right.
Right.
So it's just like, I'm from the old school where we stood under the street lights and we pounding on the table.
We had
we
to
get-
and
hard
pause a
time.
little bit before your
Right.
next
Yeah,
verse came.
yeah,
It
you
didn't
know.
sound so already rehearsed.
So tell us about your first single then, the single we're going to be showcasing here. Where did that come from? What's the theme of this?
Let's see. Well, actually, Abstract Thirst is something kind of new.
Abstract Thirst. That's an interesting name. Abstract Thirst.
Abstract Thirst is something new, and the beat that I found the beat from Flawless Tracks. Actually, they're from the area, the DC area, with Tone P. I was just like, I liked it because it reminded me of Timberland and Missy. And so when I heard it, I was just like, you know what? Let me come at it, because people are like, oh, Ebony, what tired of this bubblegum music? No, it's not about bubblegum. But you want to hear Thug? No, now you're making me mad. So when I get mad, now I'm like, oh, I'm going to come through and I'm going to spit it and I'm going to show you what it's about. And it's no chorus, no nothing. I just straight rode the beat. And it started off as a freestyle. And it was just like, you know what?
Evolved into a
Abstract
song.
Thirst.
Right.
I was like, so, y'all thirsty for something? I'm going to give you, paint this picture for you, make it colorful so it's different. And I built my own art. So that's why I just said it was Abstract Thirst. I'm coming at anybody who coming at me. And it's just like, I stand on my own platform, and make your own lane.
Let's say a little bit of that Abstract Thirst.
You know what?
That
I'm like, I
first
got this thing on this jump drive. Who do I give this to?
song. The engineer right there.
Engineer, I'm going to step up off this camera real quick.
All
Yeah,
right.
definitely.
Now, I got a question, Ebony. The song Salute Me. With that song, actually, with your whole, if you want to promote the mixtape that you have out, tell
Salute the
fans,
Major.
There you go.
You
Tell
can
the fans where they
actually
can
you can find you can Google me, Ebony Majors. You can go on ebonymajors.com. You can find all my pages on that actual webpage.
I got it right here. Salute the Major. I see it.
Yeah, Salute the Major.
It's tough. That's tough. Y'all gotta
That is
listen.
tough. I see it.
I can name
Salute the
about
Major.
five tracks off of that alone.
Okay.
And it was just a versatile.
All right, we're about to play
Versatile.
this. We're about to play the track so
All
everybody
right.
can hear your music. Here we go. Abstract Thirst.
Abstract Thirst.
All right, well, we're having issues playing Abstract Thirst right now.
It's all right. It's all right.
We're
They're not
trying to
ready
get it
for
up.
it yet. They're not
We're
ready.
not ready
that's
for
all
it yet. Yeah, we got issues playing it. I apologize.
No, you're good.
But
You're good.
while I have you right here, we will also be handling current events on this show. It won't just be about music. It'll be about music, but also about what's going on in the world, regionally, globally, all that kind of stuff. And some of the hot topics right now are Ebola and racism. And racism, I think, is a very broad term. So I'm going to narrow it in just the respects of Ebola and how it applies to that. What are your opinions on Ebola? I mean, you've seen the news and everything that's going on. What do you think about it?
Oh man, I wish the camera could catch my black fist on the side here. Honestly, it's been a hot topic that it's gotten to the point that we're talking about it at work, and I'm starting to think that it's race based, and. Okay. Everything they want to take out, they want to send over to Africa. They want to send this. It's like we're test guinea pigs. We're coming out here. You're giving all these infectious diseases to kill us all. You know what I'm saying? Population control. That's how I look at it. And it's just like you got these 2 doctors who over there. They all good and well now.
Exactly.
But you let this guy 103 fever. And he's dead.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the gentleman you're speaking about is the guy from the Liberia patient who died in Texas. There were other complications with him. He had kidney issues as well as he had a rare blood type. What they're doing with Ebola is they're transmuting the plasma and they're formulating their cure from that. So his blood type kind of prohibited him from getting treatment. So there were other complications that led to that guy's demise. It wasn't just he was black and let him die. But in a sense, like you said, they let him out the hospital like with 103 degrees. After he informed them, I came from West Africa and I was in touch with an Ebola patient or Ebola victim. So we can question that till the cows come home, but the bigger issue here for me is the misinformation about the disease and what's going on. Yesterday they had the Senate hearings about Ebola, and they had the chairman of the CDC as well as various military advisors and others and infectious disease experts, and they were all explaining, banning flights from West Africa is not a good idea. Now, the far right is pressing banning all flights from West Africa, and a lot of people here are kind of acquiescing to that sentiment. Now, in my opinion, this is from straight fear that they're pumping into society. They're making you afraid. They're just trying to get you afraid. The media is the number one, propagator of all this. But when you look at what's going on in West Africa and listen to what the CDC says and what the WHO says, banning flights from West Africa will only exacerbate the issue. Because let's look at what happened with this guy in Texas. He comes to Texas from West Africa, from Liberia, and he's infected. He tells them he's infected. Now, if you put a ban on flights from West Africa, say this guy doesn't inform you that he is sick. Now, not only does the nurse who has it now, and both of the nurses who have it, they get sick, but I hear she was supposedly going on a cruise before they pulled her off. Mm-hmm. She infects an entire cruise. Right. The nurse infects her entire family, all from the stigma of Ebola. All right? So, I think information is key. Now, if you have every military advisor telling you that, and infectious disease advisor telling you that banning flights from West Africa is a bad idea, and if you want to fix this issue, we need to go to the source and fix this issue. I don't understand why you wouldn't listen to them. I mean, I'm flabbergasted. It's like if you were, owner of a car, your mechanic tells you need new brakes, and you decide I'm gonna get new tires. You just totally dismiss what the professional says, and we do that because we go by what our gut tells us. We go by emotions, with fear and things like that. Now, on the screen you see a number 202-643-4229. That's a call-in number. Please call in. I would like to have discussions with anybody on this topic. Also, you can respond in social media. The Entourage is the hashtag for the Twitter account. We have a Facebook page as well. Look us up. Please chime in, call in. Feel free to weigh in as you feel.
Right now, we've got the music from Ebony Major's plan. So, Ebony, we're just going to go ahead and kind of let the listeners hear what you got to offer for us.
This track right here is Cali.
Okay.
I think she did a great job actually with the storytelling in this one. A lot of references to the vets that pretty much put Cali on the map as far as hip hop goes.
I tell you, that's how I looked at it when I first went out there. I enjoyed myself. I was just like,
well, tell us about the trip to Cali that inspired the song.
I went out there. My girlfriend, she's from California, so it's kind of funny. We have this East-West Coast thing because I'm from New York.
Right.
So I went over there and.
What part of California?
She's actually from Pomona.
Okay. Where's that located?
It's like 30 minutes from LA.
Okay.
So it's like Chino, the whole area over there. So it's really nice. It's a beautiful place. When we went out there, I was like, okay, I want you to take me every place that I've seen in Boys in the Hood. I want to go to Crenshaw. I want to go, We
Right.
chased the Hollywood sign.
Right,
We
right.
did everything, and so
You want to see where
um,
Kane's cousin Harold got shot
Yeah.
at? Right. Absolutely. Right.
So I went there and she took me to the Hat. This place called the Hat. It had like French fries. They like it's awesome. Like
Okay.
pastrami sandwiches. Everybody always talk about Roscoe Chicken and Waffles. We didn't
Okay.
go there. I went to Juanita's. I went to Jack and the Crack. 'Cause I was like, I want to go. She was like, it's not really like that. I was like,
Right.
it is, and I want to go there. But it's a beautiful place. I had a really good time out there, and I just took a little bits and pieces for what I saw and in different movies, and then just made a track off of it. And I'm
Right.
like, I had a good time. I just love it. And I love the song because it does give you that visual if you have been out
Absolutely.
there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, well, just to wrap it up, I want to talk more about, not just your Cali experience that you had over there and what formulated your musical perspective, but also, like you said, your decision to make music that wasn't just promoting violence or just about getting people angry, but making people happy, trying to get people to dance, trying to get people to enjoy themselves. Tell me a little bit more about that real quick before you go.
I have like some party tracks that just basically talk about, okay, let's just get up and start dancing.
Right.
We partying and having a good time. And I really don't try to talk about things that I'm not doing,
Right.
and
Absolutely.
I kind of stay.
That always confused me with rappers.
Stay
They,
in your
they
lane.
give they
Yeah.
give all these stories that experiences they've never had, money they've never spent,
yeah.
and then you tell it to the masses, and these kids think that's cool. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go do that, but he's not going out shooting 5 people a day.
Exactly.
He's not going out driving a car that's worth $500,000
and popping pills
and
and all this
popping
good
pills
stuff.
nonstop. I mean, it's.
Yeah,
He might be
yeah.
popping. He might be popping a little bit of pills. True,
Little
but
Flintstones.
right. All right. Well, so we haven't had any callers yet, but let's continue with our discussion. You described what you felt were experimentation on people, how they. I'm not necessarily ascribing to the fact that I think that anyone particularly intentionally infected Ebola and AIDS and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I would just go with the facts. This thing popped up in Uganda numerous times over the past decade.
But you know what? The facts are out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's just say, why would they want to patent it? You know what I'm saying?
That, in my opinion, that's pharmaceuticals trying to make money.
It's pharmaceuticals trying to make money, but
Right.
it's a man-made thing. You know what I'm saying? That's
Possibly,
just like
yeah.
AIDS. It's a man-made thing.
Very possible, absolutely.
And
I've
it's
heard
just
that
like,
before.
okay, if you don't have that money to get that proper medication, you know what I'm saying? That's just like,
Absolutely.
you're all the animals out there, we thrive off eating the food, from the crops, but if you're injecting it with all these hormones, look at all these young kids today.
Right.
Even you got a lot of these young males now growing boobs,
Right.
and it's just like a lot of different things is because from all
Right.
these hormones. So you're injecting to the food, how else you want to get these people to test them out?
But all that, in my opinion,
Water,
I agree.
food.
All of it boils down to healthcare and our access to healthcare. Our access to healthcare.
Let's not even talk about healthcare.
Well, that's a derivative of it.
You know,
if you have 60% of Americans are filing for bankruptcy for healthcare related issues. So, I mean,
It's like, okay,
It's an issue.
we're going to make everybody sick. The biggest drug dealer in the world is the FDA. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, okay, we're going to continue to make you sick, and I'm going to continue to get your pockets fat, and then we're going to give you this medicine that's going to cause these several different, you know what I'm saying?
it's all about
it's
it's all about
it's
trying
gonna give you all
to
these
treat
other
sick people on
things.
chronic disease instead of prevention. Absolutely. Absolutely,
You
I
wind up
agree.
with something else. I'm taking these pills for a headache, and
Exactly.
now I'm having
you have
seizures.
erectile
Mm-hmm.
dysfunction. You're
Exactly.
depressed. You want to go. If you're having thoughts of suicide,
Now they like, now take this medicine for that.
and then
Okay.
5 years later you see the commercial. Have you taken such and such drug? Call
Exactly.
1-800 da 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 da. There's
Exactly.
major lawsuit.
Right.
Exactly.
So now
Yeah.
everybody's eating from this pie, and like, we're all
Exactly.
guinea pigs. I definitely understand what you're saying. So let me ask you this then, since I have you here. Do you think that they're intentionally, when I say they, I mean
The government?
not just the government. I mean, when I say they, I mean this encompasses everything. I'm talking about big business in America, pharmaceuticals, the government, corporations. These things. Do you think they're intentionally let this West African outbreak of Ebola run its course? Intentionally?
Yes.
Okay.
I honestly believe that with all my heart and soul. And it's because if not, They could have stopped it where it was at.
Well, you had, like I said, they just had the hearings yesterday, and the guy from CDC, he very vehemently explained that this outbreak happened in Uganda over the past decade or so. A couple of times it flared up. We get about 6 or so cases. We
They
go out
said
there, we
Ebola
squash
is kind
it.
of similar to influenza in the sense that it flares up and then it dies down, flares up and dies down.
Yeah, and it's a
but
new test trial each
It-
time. Let's
And
see
then
what's-
when asked why they didn't act, he basically said he didn't know. Why they didn't act? Why they didn't do anything?
let me tell you something. I don't care. Call me a conspiracy theorist or you
Okay.
want to. They have all these shows out here that paint these events from years on out and
Right.
keep doing all these epidemics. I'm like, to me personally, I think it's bull. You
Right.
know, because I'm like, okay, you let these doctors go off and they come back and all of a sudden you're healed. No, for
Exactly.
me personally,
Exactly.
Right.
all y'all stay away.
Right.
You know, you wanted to
And
risk your life.
that's
and go
one of
over
the
there.
biggest issues I have with the whole discussion of banning. Like everyone right now wants to ban West African flights. That's my biggest problem.
But you're
A lot of
dealing with
these
people's
people-
fear. You're dealing with the
But
mass.
some of these people
the
are
mass,
foreign
you know.
nationals. They're foreign nationals. They have dual citizenship. You're going to tell an American citizen he can't go? For the far right, and mind you, I'm not coming from a far left perspective. I'm a centrist. You know, I believe in some things that the Conservative Party says and some things that the liberals say. I don't think either one of them have all the answers. I think where most people live at is in the middle. But to sit back and to allow this to go on and say that from the far right, mind you, that, well, let's just make a travel ban on West African flight, when every person in the know has said that that won't help. It will make the problem worse because it'll create this stigma that's already exists, but it'll make it worse. That people from West Africa are spreading Ebola. Don't let them in your country. Don't let them go. Well,
And all the countries one by one will start following suit.
well,
you know
what
what?
happens when they fly to the UK then fly to the US?
My
It's,
thing I
it's
hate
not
about
like a shield that if you sit up there and you put it up and
Like
you,
under the
oh,
dome.
right, you can't. We're in a protective dome. No one can get in here. They'll just fly out of somewhere else and come here,
you
and then they
know
won't
what?
tell you.
if they got money to go all the way out to Mars, you got money to figure out how to stop these different trials that you're testing these people for.
Well, they've squashed it. Like I said, every time it's arisen, they've clamped it down. So
That's just like, okay, a lot of the people, okay, who I could say a couple of people that I know who actually fought in the Gulf War.
right,
They give everybody all these types of shots. Several different trials of people they blew up, they got really fat, or people started to lose their hair. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And then they say, okay, we gave you this stuff to protect you from where we were sending you to, but the adverse effect is just like, come on, you know, you're actually killing
Absolutely.
these people off, and they just want to see how strong you are, testing you.
so you think it's just a guinea pig and just a continuous experiment of trying to
gonna
control
be-
the population?
Yeah. To me,
Okay.
I'm like, that's what I
Okay.
believe. It's
Absolutely.
like, yeah.
Okay.
Well, if it doesn't end with Ebola, it'll be some new,
Oh, yeah.
you know, illness.
It's gonna be something brand new. They're gonna concoct and
My
put it
biggest,
together.
my biggest fear. This is my biggest fear. Is that we ignore this because the WHO right now counted the cases at 1,000 cases a week for Ebola. People getting infected. Out of the year, that's 5,200 people, right? All right. They estimate within 6 months this number will go to 10,000 people. So in a year's time, that's 500,000 people. You can't possibly control 500,000 people who sick from possibly contaminating other people in your country. They're going to travel. They're going to see other people. It's going to happen.
And then that's the thing everybody trying to see is it's airborne. Is it?
It
you
can't.
catching
And
it
that's
through
that's
sweat?
another one of the
know,
myths of
but
Ebola.
it's like
It
a lot of
can't-
people. They're like, oh, can I get it if I get a cut or if somebody
It
touched
can
me
only
from
be
body?
transmitted from vomit, blood, or any type of really, really thick mucous membrane type of
Right.
substance. And it has to be getting through an open mucous membrane, like your eyes, your mouth, or something like that.
Well, I'm going to propose a scenario here. Just me being in the healthcare field and what I do day in, day out. I work in the dental field, actually. And in the dental field, what we kind of deal with is that, you know, when you're working in a person's mouth, you're dealing with aerosols.
Right.
So if you're dealing with an infected person, whether it's Ebola, the flu, chickenpox, whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever it is,
Absolutely.
the aerosol spray is spraying this around. So these mucous membranes, meaning you're not the mucus from the nostrils, the eyes, things like that. These could be ways of transmission, but you know, I mean,
Ebola right now. Ebola can't transmit. It can't transmit. It has to be through physical contact. It can't
I'm waiting
be
to see.
airborne.
I'm waiting to see that because there's a lot of,
It's-
and these are people that are actually in the healthcare field that are sitting down
but
having these
genetically,
discussions
it's
now.
impossible. It's something right now that attaches to your cells. If to attach to the cells in your lungs, you'll have to completely it's just not a possibility right now. It's just so minuscule. It's just, like I said, that's about perpetuating the fear. It's not going to. Nobody's going to cough and give you a
the
bullet.
fear is out there. It's definitely out there.
It's definitely out there.
It's definitely out there.
All right, so let's move on a little bit here.
Oh, and this is Abstract Thirst.
There we
This
go.
is Abstract Thirst
Finally,
right here.
thank
Finally, we
you.
have the song play. Okay, everyone give a listen to Abstract Thirst real quick.
We're going to go ahead and wrap up Ebony here. I just wanted to ask the last question. Basically, what's your overall message that you want to get out to your listeners?
You know,
With
follow
the
your
Ebony
dreams.
Majors experience. There you go.
Follow your dreams.
Okay.
Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do this. Don't let nobody, because the more somebody comes out and tell you that you can't do it, then they're stealing your joy. And it's like God gave everybody a talent, and whatever you see in your future, you got to put out positive energy out there and just give it. It's going to come back. I just say, just don't stop.
Keep
Don't
going.
stop.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, Ebony, for coming
Thank you
through.
so
much,
We
Ebony, for coming
appreciate
through. We
it.
appreciate it.
Everybody,
Hope
check
to have
out her
you again.
pages. Check out the website.
Ebonymajors.com.
There you go.
Salute
right.
the major. Thank you, Ebony. Hope to have you back. Absolutely.
Now you wanna run the block, talk about how all these niggas getting robbed and they took a hole in your face. Niggas stay in your place. You don't wanna fuck with E-majors. Raise at the base is the major army. Niggas who saw me, you back up off cause your niggas don't want me. Cause I'ma see in 30 circles. Say in 30 circles. Say one thing, motherfucker, I'll make you. Say got a ha. I strap that shit, call me fucking Urkel. Spraying on my niggas, spraying on my niggas. I be saying, talking all that shit, saying what a nigga. Bitch, grab the balls, watch the balls. So when I say bring back, bitch, nigga better pause. Y'all don't even wanna fuck with me. Y'all don't even wanna sit back right next right to me. Y'all don't even wanna talk to me. Y'all be talking all the shit cause you wanna really play with me. Nigga, I don't need to win your shows. Nigga, I don't see when it flows. Cause when they see the stars, he wanna see the stars. When the lights out, watch when y'all niggas y'all go. Y'all niggas don't wanna fuck with me. I murk that whole shit out. I strap these whole fucking games, my nigga. Keep on thinking you can holler at the kid behind the kid back. Nigga, I be seeing you. You know what? Hold on, fucking talker. Niggas be jocking. Get off my shit, cause this ain't the real shit. Nigga be jocking. I'ma show you what you need to see. Watch y'all niggas out your coffin. Pop, 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 pop. Shut a nigga up. Pop, 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 pop. Shut a nigga up. Shut a nigga up. Fuck y'all niggas.
All right, we're back here, the Entourage Hour. Welcome back. Remember the call-in numbers 202-643-4229, or you can post on our Twitter feed at hashtag the Entourage Hour. Here we are. We have our official gang. This is a group that's being represented by E&E.
Yo.
All right, here we are. Give us your names first. You right here, sir.
Official gang, Tiny Lee, motherfuckers.
Okay.
You got really real up in this motherfucker.
Okay.
He had to censor it. I'm Serdo, 2 R's, SIRRDOUGH.
You did.
That's complicated, but I'm with you. That's right.
Yeah, so last but not least, you know what I'm saying? Cuz nigga never know Chase in the building, man.
Okay. All right. Welcome to the show, fellas.
What it do, man?
Tell us a little bit about yourselves real quick. Tiny Lee, let's go with you.
You know, I'm Tiny Lee, born and raised uptown Washington, D.C. Shouts out to Listen Vision, by the way. I was raised up here, you know. Moved to Southeast 1995. From 1995 to like right about now, you know, I met these three brothers in different genres of my life and in the world, and we came together and became some awesome, you know, people. And I'm right here right now talking to y'all, you feel me?
Okay, all right. Well, tell me a little about your persona, about who you are and your particular music perspective.
Who is Tiny Lee?
Who is Tiny Lee?
I mean, Tiny Lee is a little different, you know what I'm saying? Compared to a lot of you people out here, you human people, like, I'm a little different person, you know? You might only catch me sometimes around, nah, we ain't human. Like, I'll take my glasses off and look you in your face, like, my eyes dry red, and it ain't because the stuff I like to smoke, but You
See,
know,
you got a little vibe going on there.
man,
What's up
you
with
know,
the
shouts out to my
red eyes there?
vampires, the sleep all day, the party all night people. Y'all know what it is. Holla at your
I
boy,
gotta be,
man.
that's the first time I've ever seen you.
That's that
But,
vamp life.
Black vampire. I like that. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
I'm a little bit different. Like, I honestly, and anyone that really, you know me personally, my brothers will tell you, like, I do what I want. You know what I'm saying? My whole philosophy is called mind over matter. I don't mind doing it. And no disrespect, because you niggas don't matter. But I bet your woman love it. You feel me?
Okay. All right. Let me get a little bit from you.
Oh, it didn't even do it. Oh, yeah. Okay, so like I said before, I'm Serdo. I've been doing music for a while. I went to school for audio production. I actually went for the wrong reason, but it still helps out all the better.
Okay.
I wanted to go for performing arts.
Okay. Performing arts like acting and stuff like that?
Anything.
Anything. Just to be a performer, right? Entertainment.
Yeah, entertainment in general.
Okay.
Is just, I mean, we all do a little bit of different stuff. Like this guy, he's all animated all the time.
Okay.
So you probably won't hear him too much, but when you see him, you laugh. And
Right.
he's like, oh, he just killed it.
Tell me about your music perspective right quick. We heard his, tell me about yours.
I rap about everything, for real.
Right.
I guess whatever comes to my mind, if I hear a beat and it goes with whatever was on my mind, then that's kind of how I pick and choose what I want to do. I don't really do too much. I just try to have fun.
All right.
Try to make it so you can see that we're having fun on the track.
All right, so it's not all angry music, is what you're saying? It's
No,
not
all the time. Well,
I hear a lot of music now. Everybody's
pissed
pissed off of music. I mean, like I said, I may be dating myself here a little bit, but now I feel like
call it fun music.
It all
man.
comes out. They all pissed off on rap albums.
Well,
everyone's upset.
It's kind of like poetry. You ever go to a poetry club? Well, the local poetry clubs, and then most of the females that go up there is pretty much mad at the exes and shit like that.
Right.
It's kind of a blower because I'm a dude in it. So
Woman scorn.
Woman scorn.
Yeah, because that's apparently when they're artistic. Like
that's when we're the most creative.
Right.
He just did me wrong, so I'm gonna get creative on his ass. Like,
all right. Well, I'm gonna hear something from you, man. Let me tell
Relly
me.
Rel.
Relly Rel, come on. Come up and talk to this mic right here. There you go. Scoot on in.
No, come on, niggas give me too much and shit. Y'all got really set hoes the hell up in this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? So, it was good.
Okay.
How y'all up in here doing, man?
All right, give me your music perspective. Tell me a little bit about what is hip hop to you?
Hip hop to me?
Right.
That shit is enjoyment, man. That shit brings
Just
the
fun.
fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't know what hip hop is out here today.
Right.
You know, they just saying anything. And I mean, you got people getting in the industry with just hooks.
Right, absolutely.
Tight ass beat.
Right.
But I mean,
that's what Miss Majors was just referring to.
Yeah, it's more than that. Like, you gotta.
No substance to the music anymore.
Yeah, you gotta give a delivery. It's just like it's the same on stage. You gotta give your delivery. You gotta give your all. You gotta give your heart, sweat, blood, and all that
That's
shit.
That's what made me lose interest in music as a whole. Not total loss of interest, but it really drained my love of hip hop. Was the lack of substance. People weren't saying anything anymore.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like they were saying anything that I cared about anymore.
Yeah. I feel, because I mean, back in the day, I used to listen to DMX, Rough Riders.
Right.
That was my number one rapper.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, lyrically, Lupe Fiasco.
Right. Okay.
A lot of people don't really give him no shine when he first came out. But I'm sorry to say, he better than half of these motherfuckers rappers out here now.
All right. Tell me a little bit about yourself, sir.
Cuz,
let's go.
Well, I'm from Maryland, Zone 3 in the building, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
Zone 3 in the building. Back streets, don't play no front actions, you know what I'm saying? Always on the back streets.
Okay.
Always.
What's your musical
Tuesday,
perspective?
Wednesday.
What is hip hop to you?
What is hip hop?
Yep.
I breathe, live, shit, eat hip hop every day. Hip hop is like, you know what I'm saying? You could wake up, you see birds chirping out your window. That's hip hop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hip hop is when your alarm wake up. You know what I'm saying? You got that song you was listening to in the club last night on your mind. Like, oh yeah, I'm up.
It's life.
It's life. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's everything.
All right.
Well, I got a question for Official Gang. Who would y'all say were some of your musical influences? Like, who influenced you to really want to get into the business and pursue your career in music?
We'll do one apiece. Start with you,
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Bang.
Okay.
Michael Jackson.
Okay.
I say Andre 3000.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it 100. It was one of my mans. He in the music business. You know what I'm saying? I see him making it. I've been going to his shows for like
Alright.
3-4 years straight. You know what I'm saying?
What's his name?
That dude Cub.
Okay.
K-O-V. You know what I'm
K.O.V.?
saying?
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm
Dude
saying?
Cub.
K-O-V-E. I'm sorry.
K.O.V.E. All right.
Let me get it
All
right.
right. Get your man's name right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta
He
make sure we get it
inspired,
right.
he
Right.
inspired me though.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying?
So just watching him and what he goes through
Yeah.
gave you a thirst for the industry.
Nah, I mean, actually, musically, I've been inclined for like some years. I just
Okay.
been sitting back in the line.
Not doing
you know what I'm
anything
saying?
with
Not
it.
doing it, just
Okay.
spectating. You know what I'm saying? Just looking.
Absolutely.
But I seen him doing it, so I'm like, well, I know I got some bars.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
Hashtag bars.
All right, so you guys heard the topics for this evening. We had Ebola and race. Just briefly give me, I mean, you look like capable young men to me. Just, are you afraid of Ebola?
Hell yeah.
I can handle that one.
I want to die. Got me fucked up. I don't care. That shit is
Okay.
scary.
The thing with Ebola, right? I personally haven't seen it, so I'm not even gonna worry about it. So I'm not.
Right.
I'm gonna just leave it, out of sight, out of mind. It's like if you ask me to take out the trash and I didn't hear you say it,
Right.
it never existed to me.
And
So
I think that's very interesting because that's the perspective of a lot of young people. They talk about apathy, voter apathy, apathy about anything. But most people,
it's good to know about it.
Most people, if it's not directly affecting you, and you have, like you said, you haven't seen it, you have no reason to fear it. Most people it just glosses over them. It's only through the constant bombardment of the media and other outlets that just constantly pump fear into you. Fear.
But while you're thinking about that, you could be thinking about something else that you could be doing further, whatever else you wanted to do. You know what I
Just
mean?
a mind
It's
thing.
kind of a waste of a thought if it's not directly affecting you right then and there. I mean, it's good to know about it, just knowing that it's out there, so you worried about it. But you shouldn't be like, okay, I just seen this dude cough, let me watch him. You know what I'm saying? Like, the racial part is just funny that,
Okay.
I actually, no, whatever. Okay, it's just funny that, the person who did die, or the person that I heard about first at least, and how people got cured and the person died.
That's the main,
I guess that's where the racial thing comes into play.
It leaves a little bit of doubt in your mind.
Yeah, it was a black dude who died.
Well, we have so much stuff going on in the media right
scary
now
shit.
that's pointing the fingers
Not
and
only
making
did
black
they die,
people
they
as general
got
look like,
What?
we got the
Man, what
police
the hell is
shooting
wrong with
people
these people?
unarmed and things like that. And then you got the Ebola situation happening where the only person that's died so far in the United States just so happened to be of black or colored skin.
Right.
Wow.
So with all these events going on, within the black community, it's a mistrust. You know what I'm saying? It's a mistrust.
I think
That's an
a
insurance
lot of
problem,
people.
though.
A lot of people try to say that. I would say that a lot of people say that racism is not really a big issue in America.
Shit.
Whatever.
I agree to an extent. I
Yeah.
think racism has transformed. It's not the way. It's not like someone's going to be burning a cross in your yard.
Yeah, it's not gonna be that serious.
It's
Okay.
not even. I think it's still as serious, but it's in the shadows now. It's more about false equivalencies. I'll give you an example of what I mean. I was talking to a friend, and we were just briefly. I have quite a few white friends. My grandma was white. So yeah. And he said, we were just talking about the Trayvon Martin thing because it was in the vein of the guy who just got convicted today of shooting the kid for the loud music. And we were talking about the Trayvon Martin thing, and his position was that Trayvon Martin made a mistake by assuming this guy was trying to hurt him. And the guy made a mistake assuming that Trayvon Martin was a criminal. To me, that's a false equivalency. If I'm walking home, from the store with a hoodie and somebody's following me in an SUV, I'm gonna be scared. I'm gonna be afraid.
Exactly.
I don't know who he is. I don't know what he's gonna do. So to say that it's the same thing to make a mistake assuming that he was a criminal at the same thing as him assuming that the guy following me is dangerous, to me is a false equivalency. It's two different things. George Zimmerman made a terrible error. He was a grown damn man following a kid. He assumed the kid was doing wrong and he had a pistol on him. I'm not surprised the kid tried to attack
But
him.
then they say that he chased him though.
He fought him for quite a bit.
See,
He got out of his car.
that's where it goes. That's where it goes iffy to me. You know
That's
that
a false
that he
premise.
was 17 years old, right? And he played football.
Yeah.
You seen George Zimmerman?
Yeah.
You telling me he could outrun that nigga? Son? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I agree. He could have got away from him if he wanted to. He could have got away from him if he wanted to.
All right, official gang. I don't want to get away from what we got
Oh,
you
my
here
bad.
to
Go
do.
ahead.
We want to actually promote the show this weekend. We got Howard Homecoming Weekend going on here locally
Yeah.
in DC. And we have a show, the Howard Homecoming Indie Fest, that's going to be going on tomorrow at Club Live in
What
DC.
you know about it?
Yeah.
4 p.m. We're going to have performances by Miss Ebony Majors, who we featured earlier, and then we also got Official Gang going on here.
Shit.
What can the fans expect to see with an Official Gang show?
Ratchetness.
All right.
Too ratchet for the ratchet.
Okay. All
There
right.
you go.
That's
Man,
one word to sum it up.
Pure
I like it.
ratchetness.
All right.
All right, look, right. I'm gonna be honest. Can I? You want to be honest with that? Like, you can, man. Fuck this, man. We could be ratchet, right? Like, to you niggas, you gonna want to be like us. That's how you gonna feel when you see that. And if the women in the building, specifically yours, she gonna want to be with us. That's just what it's gonna be like. And
Men want
Tiny
to
Lee,
be you, and
motherfucker.
women want to be with
Yeah, that's what you can
I
expect
like
in an
it.
official gang show from
Right.
Tiny Lee the Vampire. Man.
All right,
The
now
vampire.
Official Gang, for fans that are looking to listen to your music, see some of your videos, where can y'all be found at?
www.
Official gang.
Die.
Okay.
And we have some of your videos that are also posted on YouTube, and the link for that would be what?
They're actually under Entourage's
Exactly.
YouTube page. I guess the search it, you put E&E.
E&E.
Put a space in between
DMV.
that and put a DMV.
Yeah. So if you
Yep.
want to look up
Pretty much
videos of Official Gang, we have them featured on the youtube.com/E&E DMV, and you'll see all their songs that we've been having played
Yep.
in the background also.
Yep.
So we just want to thank y'all for
Appreciate
coming
you,
through.
gentlemen, for
We
having
looking
us.
forward to
Already
seeing
know.
y'all tomorrow at the Howard Indie Fest.
I will be
Also,
checking
Ebony
it out.
Majors, we looking forward to seeing her.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
All you
thank
guys,
y'all for
thank you
coming through
on the
tonight.
show. Appreciate that.
Yes.
Thank
You know,
Yeah.
we appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're gonna tear the lie. We're gonna tear that shit out the mouth.
That's what's
All right.
up.
Straight
Thank you for
energy.
coming on the show.
Takashi style.
Absolutely.
All right. So thank you. And
All right. Now the show is coming to a close, and each week at the end of the show, what we do, I will basically go into a rant. I'll basically say something that I'm upset about, something that's angered me, and my colleagues have affectionately named it the abrasive black man. All right. All right. This week I want to talk about feelings. And when I say feelings, I know people are automatically rolling their eyes and, you know, all this. Now, this is not to say that I don't value feelings. Quite the opposite is, in fact. I do value feelings. I just don't think they should be applied to your decision-making process. All right. What you feel about a particular subject could totally be in the face of what the facts of a particular subject is. An example of this is the Ebola thing. Everybody feels that, you know, we want to ban the flights from Ebola. We want to ban the flights from West Africa to stem the surge of Ebola. When every specialist in that field has told people that that's going to have the opposite effect. That's you using your emotions to guide your logic, and it should be the other way around. Now, you hear things from, you know, the environment, you know, healthcare, everything else. Everybody always has an opinion on something. It's always guided by their emotions. I'll take you into a subject that probably will piss people off, you know, about the Ray Rice thing. Now, what he did to that girl in the elevator was ridiculous. I personally thought that he should have been fired from the Ravens right then and there. But the fact is, he wasn't fired from the Ravens right then and there. Roger Goodell heard what happened. Roger Goodell saw what happened. I don't care what the man says, okay? The police admitted it. Ray Rice admitted it. Everyone knows he saw what happened. But yet, he backtracked and decided, you know what? Oh, this is too hot. I'm going to lose some money. I'm going to lose some sponsors, so I'm going to leave out of this. And they villainized Ray Rice. And I'm not saying he's not wrong. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have been banned from the NFL. It's just that you cannot go back after you've already administered a punishment and then try to give him one after the fact to appease public perception. That is just, it's just stupid. It's just dumb. So at the end of the day, folks, if you take one thing from this, let your emotions, keep them in check. Go with what you know. Let's go with facts. And have a good night.
do your research.
Do your research.
All right.
Thank you, Miss Asia. I appreciate that. This has been the Entourage Hour, E&E. Thank you, everybody.
We'll see you next week. Make sure to tune in 9 to 10 p.m. WLVS Radio.
Remember that number, 202-643-4229. Call in during the hour. Thank you.
Beach Craze. And my bitch, a fish. My whip, a fish. My swag, a fish. All I'm missing is a whistle in my bitch, a fish. My whip, a fish. My swag, a fish. All I'm missing is a whistle, a fish. Have you ever been a fish? Is your whole life a fish? We are a fish. Last name Grace, my eyes all red, so they calling me the devil. Cleaning out my closet, no women in wearing all black, Tiny a rebel. A slime, that official flow that'll kill ya. Tiny been official since Jordan raps with whistles. So y'all don't wanna play, let my tongue spray like a K, no words on a page. I'm a beast with no cage, headless horseman, my thoughts are on stage. So if you're trying to find me, hey, I'm with official. We with the women of your family and they taking pictures. I get faded like tattoos on dirty people. My life a rap sheet. I was corner league. I grew up with Entourage and became official. I pull your brain out your nose, wrap you in toilet tissue. Hey, I'm nasty, nigga, like raw sex. I bring pain, bitch. Then I start the max. Oops, I mean max pain. Bullet slow at your brain. Jacket never straight, but the flow's insane. And my bitch, fish. My whip, a fish. My swag, a fish. All I'm missing is a whistle in my bitch, a fish. My whip, a fish. My swag, a fish. All I'm missing is a whistle, a fish. Have you ever been a fish? Is your whole life a fish? Inside the block, nigga. So, O-F-F-I-C-I-A-L, hit, never miss, no kiss, no tail, no ass. I'm a king, I'ma drink till I fall from my holy grail. No day, this sir, thought you heard. Niggas fuck away, they ain't nothing but birds. Get smoked like her, pop some surf. About to go max, Q to the third. Power, not the man, we the niggas of the hour. Niggas think pussy gon' plan. Chowder, 24/7 with a jack. Bauer, keep spitting flames, Cooper Troop. Bowser, no Mario. Out of this world, Lucario. I got him running from the top of cardio. Smoking on loud, audio, nigga, I be turned like a fiddle when I'm turned with a widow. Don't give a fuck about never let them broken in the middle. Lick it all over till I make the thing tickle, nigga, I be turned up. What's up? Tiny in the cup in the front. If you ever try to front like it's only Christmas list, we gon' get you what you want, cause we too official to the crystal. Spit and missile issues, get you grave. Tissues won't be issue. People missing you like R.I.P. Kevin Garnett style. K's with all my G. J's are all our feet. Oh yeah, my bitch. Fish. My whip. A fish. My swag. A fish. All I'm missing is a whistle in my bitch. A fish. My whip. A fish. My swag. A fish. All I'm missing is a whistle. A fish. Have you ever been a fish?
And still wanna be like me. Man, these jokers not like me. They don't got a bad bitch to like me. They don't make magic not like me. They high in the attic but not like me. I'm with your bitch, yeah, I might be. Cause she wants something.